Hey y'all, it's Jenni Moseley.
And Dr. Ryan Reeves.
And we are here live with the LVIF Effect. It's time to take the dental field to a whole nother level. Fly with me, folks. Let's get real and let's get uncomfortable. Good morning, everybody. So, we're in the dental field like most of you listening to us are. Hopefully at some point we're not doing this for dental people and we're just doing this because people in the world want to be inspired by people living in the world, dealing with the world. So here we are. And we were sent a book to read by a colleague of ours. And of course, my psychoticness person went and bought it and read it in about a little less than 5.5 hours last night. And now, of course, I couldn't buy it. I had to do Audible, so I guess I didn't read it. That's a lie. I listened to it. But it's interesting because we talked a little bit about on another meeting how it's hard to find employees in the dental field, at least in our custom type of level, that believe in it enough and give you enough of effort that you would do yourself. But when you're not an owner, I guess they don't see it the same. So we were referred to reading this book, and it was the co-founder of the Ritz Carlton, Horst Schultz, and it's called Excellence Wins. And gosh, there's so many moments that typically when I read books like this or listen, I stop. It takes me a little longer because I like to stop and make notes and blah, blah, blah. So there was a million times I wanted to stop and make notes, but I tried to remember as best I could, and I'll probably listen to it a few more times. But it was just fascinating because we're going through some things, as you all out there probably are right now. When you've got it, dental offices are weird because you have dentists, then you have managers, and you have administrative people, and you have hygienists that have license. You have all these different beings, and all different levels, and it becomes almost like a I don't know if it's on purpose, but it's like, who's leading who, right? It's hard to determine that because true leadership is the people that actually have a vision and people follow you for your vision. You can't just say you're a leader or whatever, and then, because you own something. Leadership is a completely different thing. And so it's hard in the dental field because you got the dentists that own it because you can't own it. That's a whole nother freaking topic. So you have dentist, and then you hire a manager or something like that. And then the team's like, well, they're my boss. And you're like, well, wait a second. They hired me to be your boss. And it's like, well, no, but they're the, so it's that shift always. And I wonder if that has a lot to do with how you misinterpret effort of employees, or they misinterpret what to do for you, because there's just such a mixed message constantly happening. It's might be a little difficult in the field. Then you've got hygienists, and I'm one, so I think I can say this, but when you're a licensed individual as well, you probably have some, thoughts and feelings and opinions throughout the day. So then they're being led by that person. So there's just this constant tug of war as to who to listen to and what to do. And so we talked a couple weeks ago about our practice is just about how we practice. We're special because we practice differently, not dentistry. Our day-to-day actions. And so to me, that is hopefully why we get some of the people that follow us and stay with us. We've got a little bit of about 3 or 4 that we've been able to keep for a few years. And I believe it's because they follow the person that follows the vision. The people that don't do that leave. They don't see the right person as the leader. Doctor? I just said a lot. Can you speak? People are wanting to hear your voice and make sure it's okay. Oh boy.
All right, sorry. You did say a lot. You want to speak more about people leaving because they followed the wrong leader?
Well, one of the quotes of this book is, "We are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen." And I don't think the dental field gets that, just such simple quote, yet so deep. We feel sometimes in the dental field that we are serving people so they can give us something, or we perform something on them so they need to give us something, or whatever. It's like they are just as much as we are. And that's what I always felt made this place different, and why I just got addicted to being here, because it wasn't about us being dentists. It was about us serving people the way we want to be served.
Yeah.
And I think that clouded message does not ring true with all of us here. So the people that come in here and see the business and the doctors that are their go-to, because they're my boss, they're the ones lose their shit and don't stay. Because I'll be honest with you, I've got 3 or 4 people that follow the right vision and stay because they believe in the vision, and all the shit around them they can get frustrated with, but deep down they just want that vision. They want to live in it and breathe in it.
So how do you cultivate that?
Well, I don't think we can. That's why I'm building other businesses. I'm worried you can't. Just from notes, for example, let's just talk about how he taught me, and I could be wrong, so people can speak out loud, and you can. But I got from the book that there are 3 components to having a place that resonates something like the Ritz Carlton, and the number one thing is about your employees, is engaging your employees, having a vision and bleeding through that vision every day. Everything is represented through what that vision states. That alone right there is, if we say something and we do something different, that right there is never going to work.
Right.
So that happens daily.
Okay.
The second one was serving customers internally and externally. Like I told the team this morning before I walked out of the meeting, that it's weird to me because when I was a team member here, I felt like an internal, it never turned off. So I felt like if I spoke to my coworker, I want to speak same way to them that I would speak to the patient. I don't want to be like this switch that turns on. It's like the minute I get out of my car and I start walking to the building, I want to be whoever I am to the people, to the patients, to my bosses, whatever it was. And that gets lost here because I feel like we tend to turn it on when the door opens to go sit with a patient. And then when the door shuts and we go somewhere else, we're now different. And so to me, he was saying, it was really cool in this book, is that, have you ever practiced what somebody else does in your practice besides the legal law stuff? But could you serve each other? Could we literally know how to serve each other the way we would want to serve our patient in front of each other in every role? No. Can some of us here? Hell yeah. I mean, we were able to survive here with just 2 or 3 of us through COVID, because you guys know that I'll do whatever I can to completely, constantly live out the vision. So it's like, even if I can't really assist, that I'd be the one that takes care of the patient the way it's supposed to be taken care of. That's kind of like, I even said that to them today. I'm like, okay, we had a day where we needed collaboration, and we're waiting till 7:30 to do it. That means that we just turn a switch on when we're supposed to.
When did they think it was supposed to start?
No, they think it's supposed to start at the meeting.
Right. No. Okay. Well, it happens before the meeting, I thought.
Last week, when the plan was in place, they should have talked then. And the morning meeting is just to create the dance from the plan.
Right. Well, so does that happen at the end of the day prior to the...
We talk about the day. We talk about everything. But they're supposed to, I mean, you're talking, we like, it says serving, it was engaging employees, serving customers, and building true leadership.
Mm-hmm.
In serving customers, it's like, can you really say that internally and externally you do the same thing?
Well, you made this connection to the team and collaboration. So if they think that collaboration is supposed to happen at 7:30 and you think it's supposed to happen,
Collaboration is when the entire practice comes together,
mm-hmm.
and from everyone's review and everyone's plan,
Mm-hmm.
you're now collaborating your thought. They're starting it at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
They're not collaborating on their thoughts from that moment. It is just a new engagement. It's, hey, can you help me do this?
Okay, so yeah, I'm following you. So what I'm asking you is, when in your mind does that start?
When does it start? I mean, I made an appointment 2 months ago in our practice. And at that moment, I sent an email and said, I want a folder hand delivered to her at the business. Has it happened yet?
Obviously not. Since you're
No.
upset.
Yes. She's tomorrow. To me, it happens when it happens. Because, like I said, like I feel, but again, I can't blame them. I mean, I live in internal responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
and I just think that we're a practice that has mixed messages all day long. And you know what? This person that didn't do that in the last week or two, it has been hell here. That shouldn't even want to work here. We don't. I mean, if I'm the one who's just lecturing her to have this delivery and this vision all day long, and the rest of it is about paperwork and meds and covering our ass and everything like that, you're an employee. You're not supposed to be in charge of the vision. You're supposed to actually believe in it and then follow. And so I just can't blame the team when we're internally not together.
Well, when you send a communication to somebody asking them to do it and they don't do it, I don't understand. I mean, I'm just already confused.
Because part of me can say I should have asked her twice, 3 times, 4 times.
Well, some people feel like that's micromanaging.
Well, is it micromanaging? See, to me, micromanaging is managing her. I'm trying to just set a standard to the patient. I mean, to me,
Well, no,
micromanage.
I understand that. I think most leaders or practice owners understand that. It seems to me like the perception when multiple emails are sent out, as an example, and it's like, I've already done it, or gosh, I haven't done it. I mean, it seems to me like I hear messaging that sounds like, well, he's a micromanager.
I know, but I think it's in the language that you say it, because like I said this morning, I want the patient to have a high-end experience.
Yeah.
So I think if I said, hey, did you check the batteries? Hey, did you check the batteries? I mean, hey, did you check the batteries? But if I said to her, like I said to her the once, I probably should have done it 4 times and said, hey, did this lady get the experience that we promised? She probably would have done it. I mean, I just want to constantly figure out how I can get them to serve inside this practice better, so that then they can externally know what to do. Like,
well, isn't every decision driven by getting the patient or giving the patient the experience that they should have?
Well, it is, but not all the leaders do it. So why should they?
I mean, I just feel like you either believe that or you don't believe that. I mean,
we don't even have one, really. Believe what? What vision?
Well, look, I'm just saying, just as a very simple thing,
right?
We want to give people an exceptional experience that is unlike any office in the world.
Okay.
Well, just if you just took something that simple and just said, okay, well, what are the things that can be different? And then in this example, you pointed out, hey, this is a way to do that. and then it wasn't done. I mean, again, the point of hand delivering this package was to set a tone from jump.
Right.
Okay, right. Well, isn't that part of that first communication?
No, I mean, look, I'm bringing it up because I see it as a problem.
Yeah.
I'm constantly trying to figure out how I could be a better leader.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know how, because it's not just me. Like,
But what? Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
no, go. I mean, because I'm sure people think like you. Nobody really thinks like I do.
Well, I'm just trying to understand.
Maybe I should have done it myself.
Well, I think it's easy to get stuck in the trap of it's easier to just do it yourself. I mean, I get into that with just the technical part of what I have to do because I'm like, you're not going to understand it anyway, or you're not going to care about it like I'm going to care about it. So I'm just going to do it myself because it's just easier. Because I haven't been able to convey how important I think this is, or everything's important and it all just gets lost because it's a lot of stuff. So, I mean, if you're talking about now, okay, outside of the operatory, same thing. It's like, okay, well, there's a million things, there's a million decisions, there's a million actions, and
How about this? He said in this book, culture eats strategy for breakfast. So if that's not enough for you to understand what I'm trying to say, I mean, you can get great leadership in a 5-minute conversation, and in 5 more minutes, the culture of the practice could destroy what I just did. So culture eats strategy for breakfast. I mean, right now, that is what's eating what we want to happen. It's eating everybody's core because they can't seem to think straight, because truly, deep down, they're not 100% proud. It was the most beautiful quote. So it's like, if you look at your practice, or if you look at your business, or whatever it is, and you've got all these great systems and great things going on and everything, and you're wondering why the hell isn't it working? Well, what does the culture look like? The culture in the book says it's the way we do things and it's who we are. Those two things right now, and maybe hopefully a lot of people out there listening, look internally. The way that you are doing things, does it bleed a culture that allows for people to follow the vision? Ours is not right now. I mean, and now when it is, we're killing it, but you can tell when it's not. And then it's who we are. We are not who we want to be right now. And so, like I said, you can give great advice, and you can try to lead someone really well, but within the culture of the day, it can go away very quickly. And so, I mean, that honestly, I even thought about it as like a family. It's interesting. Like, you could read this book and build a better family, even, because, it's like, does your family have a vision? It's like, what does our family want to represent? Do we want to be good people? Do we want to be rich people? Do we want, do your kids, does your wife, do your husband, do you all have somewhat of a vision as a family? And is the culture day to day, like, if you want structure, do you get up and have them brush their teeth every day? Or, whatever it is. I mean, leaders have to be leaders. And maybe we just consider we have owners and then we have leaders. Okay.
Well, yeah.
You're saying we're all good.
But
there's 4 components that this book claims that has to do with good leader. Strive to inspire. Don't settle for less. Don't cloud the vision. Always look to improve. All right, guys. Well, lots of information we went over. That was the end of part 1. Stay tuned. We got a whole nother section of part 2 coming next week.